Yet another film that I went into completely blind is Get Duped, an Amazon original that is more comedy than anything, but has like actiony horror elements to it. But it is pretty much first and foremost a comedy. And it's about these four kids, three of which are like juvenile delinquents. The other one is this overachiever who's just doing this because he wants to like look good on his resume. And it's these kids that are stuck out in like the middle of the wilderness with a map, and they're told that they have to hit a campsite and work together to succeed, to get this laminated achievement thing that they have to do, probably for the courts or something. But this is like government funded. This isn't like someone's put them out there and like said like, hey, we're gonna kill you if you don't make it to here by this point. Like, they're purposely out there for this very reason. But while they are out there, they run into a man that goes by the Duke, played by Eddie Izzard, and he's out there sport hunting these kids. And I'll tell you, man, I loved this. I thought this was fucking hilarious. Typically, comedies these days don't work for me, but I laughed a lot. Like, I laughed out loud a lot. There's a lot of drug humor in this, specifically hallucinogenic drug humor, where these kids, and a bunch of people all take drugs, and the visuals that you get and the way that it plays off of the music and the way that it plays off of the scenes and all that. Man, I found all that stuff to be super funny. I think what really makes this film work more than anything is the character dynamics. So you've got four different main characters, the kids in this movie, and they all have very distinct personalities. And each one of their personalities is funny on its own for their own reasons. But then when they pit them together and the way that they have to work off of each other, I thought the chemistry and all of that stuff between the kids was fantastic. I thought it was very witty. It felt at times like it was trying to be something like an Edgar Wright film, and I think that it kind of was successful in that attempt. From what I can see, this is the director's first film. Like, I think he's made nothing but music videos and whatnot before this. But man, I thought that this was a great directorial debut. Horror comedies, laying really heavily into the comedy, is a very hard sell. I mean, it's a very difficult thing to land, and land well. But if you're into like kind of British humor, if you're into, as I said, Edgar Wright type comedy horror stuff, and or like even kind of like Attack the Block, something like that, except for this is much more comedy than Attack the Block, but just those kind of delinquent kids working together to fight against something. But everyone's great. You got a few people from Game of Thrones in this. As I said, you have Eddie Izzard. You've got you've got these cops in it that keep thinking they're on to some big investigation, and the way the kids react to all of the things going on around them, the townspeople and how they interact with the kids, and just everything, man. I really have and there's so many like out of nowhere, totally ridiculously hilarious moments to me. Two of them involving the van or the bus that the kids are driven in there on. There's two incidences with that van bus that I just laughed out loud because of fucking how ridiculous it is. And it's definitely some things that you have to just take for what it is. Like, it's not trying to play too much in reality. It's not slapstick, although I wouldn't say it's super far off. But yeah, if you like that kind of like teen comedy with kind of shock humor and really fun characters. It's, as far as the horror elements, there's not much. The gore, there's very little, but there are some really, really fucking funny kill scenes in this movie. And I genuinely really liked all the characters. So yeah, I hope people are checking this one out. It's getting pretty good ratings online from like IMDb or whatnot. It's in the sixes, which is pretty damn high for films like this. So I'm glad to see people are enjoying it, and they should be, because you should be checking this one out. If that's your kind of film, absolutely watch this, because this is super fun. This is one of the best ones I've seen like this, period. This isn't my typical kind of film, but when done right like this, and they sell me on the characters, I'm all about it. So get duped. Wow. Total surprise. Shocked. Went in blind. Didn't know what to expect at all. And left completely satisfied and happy with this film. Absolutely would watch this again. Definitely one I'll be recommending to people when they ask me for like, hey, a horror comedy, one that no one's seen, whatever. I hope that's not true. I hope I don't have to do that. I hope enough people watch it that it'll get a cult following. It'll definitely gain a cult following. I have no doubt about that. So I'll be looking forward to that, and I'll be looking forward to your guys' thoughts. So let me know when you watch it. Amazon Prime. Check it out.